And tonight, our I-9 investigative team wants you to know about Jackson Williams. His mom describes him as a goofy kid who always made other people happy. Williams died in a car crash last year. He was 18 years old, and his mom blames the state for his death, specifically how officials reacted when an inmate released early commits a new crime.
Our I-9 team found parole officers don't take away their early release status when new charges are filed. I-9 investigative reporter Ethan Stein joins us with another release too soon story with deadly consequences.
After being convicted for kidnapping and burglary, Curtis Williams was released early. Records show he broke the conditions of his release multiple times, but was never sent back to prison. Now he's charged with killing Jackson Williams, and a mom is filled with grief.
Always making people laugh.
Katie Johnson's pain never left.
There's like no other way to describe it. It's like I literally...
The feeling is still raw.
Like literally felt just the life being sucked out of me when those words were said.
Her Decorah home has turned into a memorial for her 18-year-old son.
That's all I have left is just his pictures. It's hard to walk around the house and have all of his things and pictures everywhere and not have him.
Jackson died in 2022 after a car crash. Prosecutors say the driver was driving at more than twice the legal limit while leading police on a chase going over 105 miles per hour before his car rolled over several times. The driver, Curtis Williams, is Jackson's dad.
I literally fell to my floor and screamed and hyperventilated and couldn't breathe, and like my whole entire soul left my body.
About 2 months before the crash, records show Curtis Williams was arrested for driving over the legal limit. Documents show he is not allowed to consume alcohol as a condition of his early release. 10 days before the crash, his parole officer says he walked off the job and was seen on video damaging equipment. Documents show that was another rule broken. And days after the crash killing Jackson, Williams was seen at a bar intoxicated and removed from the premises. That's when the parole officer filed to remove his early release status. Jackson's mom says this timeline is frustrating.
My son should still be here. I get to deal with this pain for the rest of my life. He doesn't get to live the rest of his life. His friends get to go on without him.
The First Judicial District oversaw Williams' parole. Its director didn't respond to our I-9 investigative team's multiple requests for comment. We analyzed years of data showing why somebody was locked up again. It shows officials are most likely to wait until somebody is convicted again, meaning just getting arrested for a new crime or violating a condition isn't enough for somebody to lose their early release. The reason? Iowa Code only requires officials to cancel parole if somebody is convicted of a serious crime. Everything else is a judgment call. Sometimes people violate those conditions multiple times and face no consequences. Take Bryant Wallace. After a sex-related crime, he violated conditions of his early release 46 times before an official filed paperwork to send him back to jail. He was released on bond, then charged with assault and robbery. Then, after being released on bond again, violated his early release conditions again before being arrested for his alleged role in a drive-by shooting. The 6th Judicial District oversaw Wallace's early release. It says there is no number of violations that will result in a recommendation to revoke, and it considers both the volume and severity of the violations accrued.
This is...
Nothing
ruined.
Is bringing back Katie Johnson's son.
So many lives and took my son's life, so...
And as she remembers Jackson,
there's not a day that goes by.
She hopes no other family will become surrounded in grief. Parole and probation officers don't revoke somebody's early release alone. They file a petition with a court where a judge makes a decision. This is one of many stories we've published into the Board of Parole in our Release Too Soon series. Those stories include a mistake allowing a sex offender to receive parole around 17 years before he was eligible for release. A former board member told our I-9 investigative team about hundreds of illegal decisions. She also claims members made decisions without reading cases. We've also found emails showing parole officers concerned about decisions from the Iowa Board of Parole. One of those cases was allowing a man to get paroled for the around 10th time. You can find these stories on our YouTube page and online at kcrg.com. In studio, Ethan Stein, KCRG TV 9 News.